Does your S&OP process deliver what it's supposed to deliver? That's the topic for this week, coming right up. So joining us again this week, we have Stephen Thacker, one of our directors, who's a specialist in S&OP. Welcome, Stephen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rob. Good to be here.
So I think, this is a very common question that people ask. S&OP isn't delivering what it's supposed to do. Why is that? What's the most common reason?
Certainly one of the most common reasons, Rob, is that we phrase it this way: too many S&OP meetings in the process are discussion meetings as opposed to what we think they ought to be, which is decision-making meetings. That's the key. There's a significant difference between a meeting which is short and sharp, where all necessary preparation's done, and people come to the meeting properly prepared and able to make a firm decision during the meeting because they have confidence in the data and the analysis and the recommendations to be able to make it truly a decision-making meeting. So we have had clients that tell us that they have an S&OP process in place and some of their meetings go for 3 and 4 hours. Well, that's a lot of discussion, but it's not a lot of decisions. And we have on another video, as you know, we have some details and maybe the links up here to be able to direct you to some of the ways of ensuring that your meetings are truly decision-making meetings and aren't.
Oh yeah, that was a great video. That was the 12 success factors, wasn't it? So let's make sure we put that link up here.
Fantastic. That's the 12 success factors. So there's a methodology to achieving this. And there's probably a half a dozen of those 12 that relate to specifically to how do we ensure that we have meetings where we can meaningfully make a decision. Now, if you think about that, that's essential for particularly the senior executive team and the MD. So an S&OP process is designed ostensibly for one person in the business. It's designed for the head of the business, the MD, the CEO, certainly the exec team. And so we need to deliver to them enough preparation and enough homework and enough analysis and enough forethought to present a management deck that requires nothing more than, and I'm oversimplifying, but nothing more than, I understand the data, I understand where it's coming from, I see the issue, I can see why you're recommending this. It's all properly financialized, the CFO has seen it, he signed off on it. My entire exec team is saying this is a sensible solution. We'd like you to endorse this. That's what S&OP meetings are all about. They're different and need to be different to any other meetings. And the 12 success factors delivers this ability to ensure that they are truly decision-making meetings, not a meeting that just ends up being a long discussion, but we haven't prepared well enough to be able to make a decision on the day. Now, having said that, there are certainly circumstances which are absolutely appropriate where a decision can't be made. So if you think about it, when a recommendation comes to the executive team, they have 3 choices in terms of responses. One is to endorse the recommendation. The second is to disagree and maybe suggest something different. The third is also a viable option, and that is to defer a decision. So we know we have to make one, but we need more interrogation, or we thought of another approach to this, so let's defer it till next month. We've got the time to be able to do that. So discussion meetings versus decision-making meetings, S&OP has to be a decision-making forum in the business.
I can see exactly how that would be a major issue with the S&OP process. So before we leave, I'm going to suggest 3 things to you. Number 1, have a think about your own S&OP meetings. Comment down below, are they decision-making meetings or are they more discussion meetings? Decision or discussion? What do you reckon? Comment down below. Number 2, do have a look at some of our other videos on the channel about S&OP, and particularly that one that Stephen mentioned, which is the 12 key success factors to making sure your S&OP is effective. And let's get that link back up there again. And number 3, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on all of these great tips from people like Stephen. So thank you for joining this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Cheers.